West Bengal's political battle is intensifying on multiple fronts. From high voltage campaigning on the streets of Kolkata to serious concerns flagged by the Supreme Court over the law and order situation in Malda. In Bhabanipur, Suvendu Adhikari's nomination turned into a major show of strength, with Union Home Minister Amit Shah leading a roadshow through Mamta Banerjee's stronghold. At the same time, the Supreme Court pulled up the state government over the detention of judicial officers during the voters' list revision, calling it a breakdown of law and order. But at the heart of this is the SIR exercise, which is being bitterly contested by both BJP and TMC. It has overtaken all other issues in the state. BJP says it is required and it is good, and TMC says no, the demography of the state is being changed. In Bhabanipur, the BJP's roadshow led by Amit Shah witnessed tense movements as party supporters came face to face with Trinamool Congress workers near Kalighat, close to Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee's residence. Slogans were raised from both sides as supporters stood in close proximity, forcing police to step in and create a human barricade to prevent escalation. The situation briefly disrupted movement in the area before the convoy moved ahead under heavy security. Following the face-off, Amit Shah shifted to a vehicle to continue the procession. Addressing supporters later, Shah said that the BJP's focus was on securing victory in South Kolkata, particularly in Bhabanipur, and reiterated his attack on the state government, alleging corruption and calling for political change in Bengal.
हर जगह पे एक ही आवाज है, ये सरकार को बदल दो, ममता बनर्जी को बाय बाय टाटा कर दो। मैं आज बंगाल की पूरी जनता जो टोलबाजी से त्रस्त है, तृणमूल कांग्रेस की कार्यकर्ताओं की गुंडाई से त्रस्त है और करप्शन का इतना रिकॉर्ड जो ममता जी ने बनाया है, इससे भी त्रस्त है। पूरे बंगाल की जनता मांग कर रही है कि महान पश्चिम बंगाल के अंदर अब परिवर्तन होना चाहिए।
इतना गर्मी उसका बाद भी देखिए, जनता आ गया है, कमल खिलेगा, ममता फिर हारेगी।
Focus also remains on Malda, where 7 officers, including 3 women, were held for several hours by protesters after names were deleted from the voters' list. The court has issued show-cause notices to the West Bengal Chief Secretary and Director General of Police, questioning their inaction and calling the episode an abdication of duty. The court has also allowed the Election Commission to seek a probe by central agencies and directed deployment of central forces to ensure the safety of officials involved in the process. As a campaigning gathers pace, several key issues are shaping the political narrative in West Bengal. The standoff between the Election Commission and the state government over the special intensive revision has triggered a sharp political exchange, with the Trinamool Congress alleging large-scale voter deletions and the BJP accusing the ruling party of shielding illegal immigrants. Questions around identity and demography have also come into focus, particularly allegations of illegal immigration from Bangladesh and its political implication. At the same time, both parties continue to trade charges over political violence, corruption and governance, with issues like recruitment scams and central agency probes remaining central to the campaign discourse. In 2016, Trinamool Congress secured victory with 211 seats and a vote share of 44.9%, while the Congress and Left Front emerged as the principal opposition. The BJP at that time had a marginal presence with just 3 seats. However, in 21, the BJP made major gains, winning 77 seats and increasing its vote share to 38.5%, emerging as the primary challenger to the Trinamool Congress, which retained power with 213 seats and an increased vote share of 48.5%. The Left and the Congress were reduced to 0. With high voltage campaign on Bengal, it is witnessed now to a sharply contesting narrative war. For TMC, it is a matter of holding on to fortress. For BJP, it is breaking into the citadel. And for Congress and CPM, it is a matter of relevance in the state. Now, before I introduce my guest, let me play out the bite of Mamta Banerjee, because she also held a mega rally in West Bengal.
আপনারা জানেন এখন অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশন আমার হাতে নেই, ল অ্যান্ড অর্ডার টোটালটাই আমার হাত থেকে কেড়ে ইলেকশন কমিশন হাতে নিয়েছে। আর ওরা হোম মিনিস্টার অমিত শাহর কথাই চলে, আমার কথাই চলে না। আমার হাত থেকে সব ক্ষমতা কেড়ে নিয়ে ইলেকশন কমিশন এখানে সুপার রাষ্ট্রপতি শাসন চালাচ্ছেন। একদিকে হোম মিনিস্টার আর একদিকে রাজ্যপালকে ডেকে নিয়ে। কালকে যে ঘটনা মালদায় ঘটেছে, জানি না কারা করেছে, কিন্তু আমার কাছে কেউ কোনো খবর দেয়নি, কারণ এখানকার চিফ সেক্রেটারি আমার সাথে আজ পর্যন্ত কল অন করেনি, আমাকে কোনো ইনফরমেশন এরা দেয় না।
ये एक तस्वीर जिस तरह से गाड़ियों पे पत्थरबाजी हो रही है, टीएमसी के गुंडे हिंसा के लिए जाने जाते हैं, ममता बनर्जी उनको संरक्षण देने के लिए जानी जाती हैं, लेकिन संविधान और कानून से ऊपर कोई नहीं है। ममता बनर्जी जी, आप भी नहीं हैं।
Now, how big is the Form 6 issue? Has SIR really overtaken everything in West Bengal? On this, I'm joined by Brijesh Pandey, input editor, News 9. I'm also joined by Saikat Basu, news editor, Output TV9 Bangla. I'm also joined by Barno Burman, political analyst, and Radhika Shah Bhattacharya, spokesperson, West Bengal BJP. Let me straight away go to Radhika Shah Bhattacharya. I think Supreme Court came very hard on the West Bengal administration, but madam, my question is tangential to it. What has happened? Supreme Court has spoken, action has been taken, people have been arrested, other officers will get to do their job. But do you think that SIR has become a moot issue in West Bengal today?
Let me begin by saying that this is not just an election battle. This is a fight to restore democracy in West Bengal. From Bhabanipur to, say, Malda, the pattern is clear. Institutions are under pressure and opposition is under attack. When democracy is under strain, free and fair elections, we must realize, are the backbone of democracy. But in Bengal, they are constantly compromised. Repeated allegations of intimidation, of booth capturing and political violence raise serious concerns for all of us. Why does every election in Bengal require extraordinary monitoring? Now, this justice under pressure narrative, justice cannot function in an environment of fear and political interference. There are consistent allegations of shielding of the accused and intimidation of victims or witnesses. If institutions say are strong, why is there a need for judicial intervention at every stage? Now let us talk about the SIR row. Any controversy involving sensitive institutions like SIR raises serious questions about transparency and intent. Institutions must be neutral, not tools in political battles. The people of Bengal deserve clarity, not confusion and controversy. And let's say, Bhabanipur is not just a constituency. Much is being made of Bhabanipur today because we have Mamta Banerjee on one side and Shubhendu Adhikari on the other. Bhabanipur symbolizes how power is centralized and how dissent is suppressed. The question is leadership being tested democratically or protected politically?
Okay.
And may I just add, from recruitment scams to ration distribution issues to corruption has eroded public trust in Bengal. Governance is not about slogans. It's about accountability, which is clearly lacking.
Okay. Let me straight away go to Saikat Basu, news editor, TV9 Bangla. Saikat, am I audible to you?
Yes.
So Saikat, what's the assessment of TV9 Bangla? Where is the election heading to?
SIR has become a major moot point in this election, keeping the other things in the background. Yes. The SIR in West Bengal is essentially different from other states in the country, as because the question of the citizenship is associated deeply with the
I think there's a bit of a problem. We'll fix your line and then come to you, Brijesh.
Well, I think what happened yesterday was an extremely unfortunate incident. The fact of the matter is that a situation coming to a level where 7 judicial officers who have been entrusted with carrying out verification is being harassed by a mob, and the DGP and the Chief Secretary does not arise. And today Trinamool Congress led a counter attack by saying that the administration is under the Election Commission of India. So the point is that if the administration is under the Election Commission of India, and people are aware of the kind of surcharged emotion that is there, I think more and adequate security should have been provided to all of these judicial officers, and it should not have been left for this incident to be taken as a wake up call, because right now we know that there's a ever since the elections were announced and model code of conduct kicked in, there were mass scale transfers by the Election Commission of India. And Mamata Banerjee said that ever since the new Chief Secretary has come, the DGP has come, they have not even called on me. So they say we don't know, who the DGP is. So I mean, it's a error.
I think Mamata was saying that they have taken away law and order from you.
They've taken law and order. I mean, right now it's the writ of the Election Commission which runs large, and this SIR is an extremely emotionally surcharged issue, especially in West Bengal, and this is one issue in which many feel that that due to technicality and due to pushed the SIR, they're going to lose their franchise, and it's an extremely emotional issue as far as the state of West Bengal is concerned. And I think a bit of that and a lot more of politics happened at the place where this particular
let me go across to Barno. Barno, Saikat was making a point, before I lost him, there's a little bit of a voice issue there. He said the SIR exercise in West Bengal is slightly different. So my question to you is, apart from this, when you speak, why is TMC saying that the BJP is trying to change the demography?
Basically, they have what Election Commission has done in the name of SIR, and after realizing their tricks, TMC is coming up with this thing that they want to change the demography. In any ward, if locality which has minority-based localities are the most affected areas in SIR. I can show you several instances where people have their name in 2002 voter roll. They have voted in other elections as well, but their name has been deleted. First of all. Second of all, let me tell you that people may say anything they want to, but once model code of conduct has taken has taken place, government has nothing to do in terms of law and order. It is entirely on EC. So if anything has happened, it is their accountability. It is not government's accountability, first of all. Second of all, in Malda, there was a mob who has, blocked the road for the judicial officials, and they were blocked. I know in democracy, you cannot block this way to anyone, no matter who is they, if they are judicial officers or not, but you cannot block them. But then you have to understand one more thing, but you cannot disenfranchise people in the name of corrected voter list. In the name of SIR, you cannot disenfranchise common legitimate citizen of India. Always BJP talk about Rohingyas, Bangladeshis. After 58 lakh deletion of people, how many Rohingyas they have found? They have to tell. They have zero numbers. They are not coming up how many Rohingyas they have found till now. Just making a hoax of it and creating a fabricated narrative will not work in Bengal in terms of when it comes to election, because people of Bengal are well aware of politics and election. They know whom to choose for the betterment of their life. So they know it very well. No matter what Amit Shah says, they are, they came whenever the election is around the corner. We can see all the BJP leaders around.
You made your Sakit, I'll come to you. Bano, I'll come to you. I made your opening point. Sakit, you are there. Is it better? Your line. I think you said that SIR issue is different in West Bengal. Why did you say that? Because after that line broke.
It's different because here in West Bengal, the question of citizenship has been associated with the name, whether you have your name in the voter list or not, which is not the case in the other states. So the BJP leaders have repeatedly said that there are more than 1 crore Rohingya Muslims or infiltrators in this state, and if anybody's name is not in the voter list, they will be thrown out of this country. So there is a kind of fear. It has never been the case earlier, because many people who are legitimate citizens of the country never bothered to enroll in the voter list or even go to vote. But this time there is a sense of urgency to enroll their name. So, and because of the many things, many papers not available, and many other things, many legitimate citizens' names have been struck off from the electoral roll. So there is a sense of fear among the. I'm not telling that there are not infiltrators. Obviously, being border state and so porous borders throughout India, Bangladesh, porous border, there are infiltrators, no doubt about it. But the number is
Okay, Secretary, tell me,
questionable.
isn't this a fact that the demography of the border areas in West Bengal has changed?
Demography of the border area has changed. There's no doubt about it, but not as much as BJP claims.
Okay. Okay, not as much as BJP claims, so there is a consensus. Let me then straight away go to BJP spokesperson. Madam, do you think, what Secretary is saying, it has changed, but not as much? But the fact is that he agrees that it has changed. I'll come to you, Banu.
It has changed drastically and frighteningly. It is frightening to see how the original Bengalis, and here might I add the Hindus, have had to fight the positioning of Bangladeshis in and around their villages. Now, the modus operandi has been the following. When the Bangladeshis come into West Bengal through the porous borders and through a very well-established system where the TMC welcome them, give them their cards, legitimize their identity in Bengal, where are they moved to? They're moved to rural Bengal. And the reality of today's rural Bengal is that in and around the villages of the Hindu villages, they place the new infiltrators outside the villages. The reality is that today, whoever wishes to go and say visit their doctor in the evening or at night time is afraid to do so, because he has to ensure that he's able to pass by this new infiltrators village, where of course he's threatened in the daytime and he's fearful in the night. Now,
I have a question. I have a counter question. I'm not contesting that the infiltrators are not there.
Let me answer, Karthikeya. Let me answer.
I'll come to you.
Let me finish, please. I haven't finished yet.
No. I'm coming to you. But I'm saying that the border is with BSF.
Now, this is it. This is such an old story. Then we go back to why is the border not completed? Why hasn't Mamta Banerjee, the Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, given the land? We have had 6 visits from the Home Secretary, 3 letters from Mr. Amit Shah urging Ms. Mamta Banerjee to offer land so that this very difficult border, which has sort of, various geographies, hills and little hillocks and water and mounds and what have you, to cover for as border. Let's not go back to this, because it's a completely different discussion, argument and debate. We know that the border is porous.
Okay.
We know that the BSF looks after the border, but giving the land for the border is Trinamool Congress's responsibility, which it has shirked for years together, because it does not help their cause of bringing the infiltrators in.
Okay.
It takes 10 minutes for people to cross over.
Okay. Barno, you wanted to come in?
There's a phrase of Rabindranath Tagore which is reminding me, "Shat koti shantane hemugdho janani, rekhecho bangali kore manush to korani." Whenever we talk about politics, we talk about, for people. We don't talk about caste, creed, or color. But since there are certain parties in our country, unfortunately, they only talk about caste, creed, and color. If there are infiltrators, who is responsible for that? As you said, BSF, because international borders are under central agencies under Amit Shah's ministry. So if there are any infiltration happening in any part of this country, the responsibility lies with them, not with the state government, first of all. Second of all, I would like to answer ma'am that she was saying that not the entire border is fenced. Yes, absolutely correct. She is spot on. Not the entire part is, not the entire border from Bangladesh and India is not covered or fenced. But central government has certain powers. If they want to do it, they can get it done by their own powers. Nobody can stop them. Second of all,
Okay.
third of all, there in Assam. Assam also shares Bangladesh border. There is no other party in Assam. There is a triple engine sarkar in Assam. They have a majority in MPs. The state government is ruled by Assam, and the Paura Sabha or the local bodies also ruled by BJP. In Assam, you can see infiltration happening. You can see the IB reports, infiltration happening from Assam as well. So why it is happening over there? They don't have any answer.
Okay.
They just want to do a blame game politics.
Okay.
And I would like to tell you one more thing. They can think whatever they want to think, but the reality is they cannot conquer Bengal this way, because people of Bengal are well aware,
Okay.
are politically aware persons. As I said earlier and this time also, they will bring in different points. They will bring everything, but they will not say the women's safety. We have seen some video has surfaced.
Okay. Bhanu, let's not discuss everything at the same time. Let's not discuss everything at the same time. Brijesh, do you think the last three elections, do you think that Mamta has a chance to cut through the fourth time?
Well, I think, Mamta is not your ordinary politician. She has cut her teeth through street politics. She knows the game. And, if I may use the word...
No anti-incumbency, I mean to say, there has to be. It's 2011.
There can be, but the fact of the matter is that she has one way or another been able to surpass it. As a colleague from TV9 Bangla was saying, that, that the SIR is an issue which is causing a lot of trepidation in the Bengali voters. And the fact of the matter is that we saw Mamata Banerjee there in
but
the
SIR
Supreme
did
Court
not work in Bihar. SIR did not work in Bihar. Rahul Gandhi, if you recall, even RJD, they turned SIR into an issue, but it failed.
There's a difference.
You remember now?
I agree. But what I'm trying to say is that I was just giving an example to illustrate that she's not your ordinary politician. The second thing is that she's in power. And the third thing is that, that the BJP in West Bengal is not what BJP is in the state of Bihar. The BJP is a very solid, homogeneous structure in Bihar. In West Bengal, that is not the case. So, there are a lot of internal churnings also.
Just hold on. Saikat, is it true that BJP in West Bengal is different from BJP in Bihar? Because there is no left and Congress in West Bengal. That is for sure. 0 seats.
Actually, what I was telling earlier, that the SIR in West Bengal is quite different from that of Bihar, or that for matter any other state. And I was listening to the BJP spokesperson. Simply, I wouldn't like to drag into the political conundrum of being state, but simply the SIR figure that is so far available doesn't add up to the claim that BJP, West Bengal BJP is making. So far in the first draft SIR list, the voter list, 53 lakh vote names were deleted. Who are they? They are either dead voters, they are double entry voters, and those who have left the constituency permanent. So they are not intruders or infiltrators. Now, there are 60 lakh names under adjudication. The information we are getting from the Election Commission sources, 1/3 of the 60 lakh names may be deleted. So it comes around 20 lakh names should be deleted. They may be infiltrators. And they cannot be, all of them cannot be the Rohingya Muslims, as because out of that 20 lakh, almost 12 to 15 lakh are Hindus to whom the India government has decided to give them citizenship.
Citizenship.
So the number doesn't add up to them, but it has created a sense of fear. The fear psychosis is very much there.
Okay. Okay, you made your point. Because I'm really running short of time. Radhika, you wanted to comment, but only 1 minute. I have to take the break and close the conversation.
All right, I think Mr. Amit Shah's presence and positioning is what is scaring the TMC very much. And all these are just discussion points to bring into evening debates. When Amit Shah raises the stakes, it reflects the seriousness with which BJP views Bengal's future. The focus is on restoring confidence among citizens who feel unheard and unsafe. Defending turf is not governance. Delivering justice and development is. Now, TMC understands nothing about development because it's
whenever Amit Shah comes into Calcutta.
Okay, Bhanu, please. Let's not do this. Today we, Bhanu, today we had a good debate. Bhanu, today we had a good debate. Let's not spoil it at the end.
On national television. It is imperative that we show.
You got the time.
Television and not
okay. I'm not going to allow this debate to turn into another fighting match. Radhika, really, thank you. Radhika.
It's so typical.
Okay, Radhika. Bhanu, I'll mute you. No, I'll mute you. Shall we just mute Bhanu?
Real question. If Bhanu can please give me a moment.
You only have 30 seconds, Radhika. I really have to close the show.
Why does Bengal continue to witness unrest under her leadership?
Okay.
And Bengal deserves ballots, not bullets. This is a fight between accountability and anarchy. And finally, the people of Bengal will choose democracy over intimidation.
Okay, point taken. Bhanu, now you have only 30 seconds. Okay, done. Radhika, I've really run short of time. Bhanu, you have 30 seconds.
So what I am saying, we people of Bengal fears Amit Shah because whenever he is in Bengal, he vandalized our, everything. They have vandalized Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar's Murti in 2019 when he was doing a rally in front of Vidyasagar College. Last time when Mr. Modi was in Calcutta for brigade, they have vandalized the house of Minister Shoshi Paja.
Come on, it's a discussion. Please don't turn into a sort of a narrative, sort of a war that this happened, that happened. I thought you were going to tell me about the West Bengal election. But anyway, thank you so much, Bhanu. Thank you. No. You're not telling me points. You're telling me things stated as facts. I thought you were going to tell me much more about the Bengal election.